Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's May 11th, 2017, the 36-year anniversary of the death of Bob Marley, the reggae legend from Jamaica. A lot of people have requested for me to look into other notable figures from Jamaica today, so that's just what I'm doing. And one of those names listed was Marcus Garvey. I've actually talked about Marcus Garvey in the past, but I know a lot more now, so here's an updated post on the death of Marcus Garvey at age 52 in London. One of many black men who died prematurely, who was a leader. His birth name was Marcus Mosiah Garvey Jr., and just like Martin Luther King Jr., his name sums to 93. And just in case you're new here, I'm going to link this calculator down in the description. Martin Luther King Jr. 93, Malcolm X 93. Again, MLK and Martin Luther King Jr. only met one time in history on a date with 93 numerology. That was March 26th, 64. But anyway, 93, special number in the history of black leaders worldwide, coded into the names of so many black leaders. Rastafari 93, Bob Marley 93, Black History Month 93, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, even celebrities such as Beyonce Giselle Knowles, her birth name. Brandy's full name. Brandy, I can't remember her middle name, Norwood 93. There's just so many. There's so many, really. I'm not doing it justice. You learn this language, you'll see what I mean. The name he went by, Marcus Garvey, that has gematria 54, and what's so interesting is the word sun, like sun in the sky, S-U-N, that has gematria 54. They say the sun's 93 million miles away. God's son 93. Crucifix 93. Nazareth 93. Again, Rastafari's 93, which has a lot to do with Christianity. Bob Marley 93. I'm going to link down below the Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and other Jamaican leaders playlist, Murder by Numbers, which is what this is part of. The name Garvey alone has the gematria of 33, very important to Masonry. The name Marcus, 42, number stamped on black people throughout history. Slavery, 42. Martin, 42. Malcolm X, 42. February, the only month that sums to 42, Black History Month. The word nigger has gematria 42. The word kafir, used in South Africa as an insult, has gematria of 33 and 42. The name Marcus Garvey also sums to 153. Special number from the Bible, miraculous catch of 153 fish. This number is often paired with 42 and 33. The word fish has gematria of 33 and 42. The day Marcus Garvey died, June 10th, a lot of things are interesting about that date, especially the numerology of 30 and 21, because the word Saturn, let me just put this up here so you can see this. The word Saturn has gematria of 21, 30, 42, and 93. All of these numbers relevant to Marcus Garvey, Saturn, the keeper of time, having a lot to do with death and judgment. From his last birthday, his 52nd birthday, to his death was 42 weeks and 4 days. He died at 52. Earlier today, we talked about the death of, I'm so bad at this man's name, I keep butchering it. I haven't learned how to say this man's name properly. But right here, Haile Selassie. And I know that's not how you say the last name, but his death had a lot to do with 52 as well. He believed he was Christ reincarnated. He died at age 83. His name gematria, the name he changed to, 83. He was of the Solomonic dynasty, 83. He thought he was Jesus Christ reincarnated. He was the king of Ethiopia, dead by the numbers at 83. His name that he changed to also had the gematria 52. This is a number of authority, 52. And again, he was a king. This man, a politician, he died at 52 as a political leader of Jamaica, Marcus Garvey. You know, this man was a leader in Ethiopia, but he's remembered in the Rastafari movement and is a legend in Jamaica. You see, that's the overlap with these two. And I just wanted to bring it back to the 52. The day this man died was the 239th day of the year, and 239 is the 52nd prime. Number also connecting to Ethiopia, where he was king. You see? The overlaps, these rituals and numbers, they're not a game. They're a tradition. It's a religion. It's Kabbalah. The people who practice this is a way of life for them. Murder by numbers is a code. So anyhow, Marcus Garvey dying at 52 in London, not arbitrary. When Bob Marley left the Wailers, he went over to London first. A lot of Masonic power in London, Britain. So Marcus Garvey, what he's remembered for is he wanted all black people to move back to Africa. You know, he wanted to get away from the rest of the people. If I'm not mistaken, Marcus Garvey essentially said, you know, white people are evil. We need to get away from them. Let's go back to Africa. And, you know, I mean, I can't blame such a mentality or a train of thought because honestly, as someone who's mostly white, I grew up in a black community. When I was 7 years old, I moved from the black neighborhood that I grew up in to a poor, middle-class neighborhood. There was lots of poor Asians, but there was more white people around. And anyway, as a 7-year-old, I had the epiphany that, oh my God, maybe white people are crazy. You know, I always liked my neighbors before in the black community, nice, friendly. This new neighborhood, the people were weird. So anyway, maybe I know where Marcus Garvey's coming from, even as a white person. But Garveyism, what he's remembered for is 52. And remember, what Masonry is about is divide and conquer. And really putting this focus on race, it ultimately only contributes to division more. So maybe even if he had well intentions, I'm not sure this was the right mentality to preach, you know. What we have to do as a people is just learn to get along. We got to learn to see how we're getting played against each other. All races, all religions. But anyway, Garveyism, a lot of interesting gematria besides the 52, 47 and 119, 119, that special number, all-seeing eyes, Star of David, master plan, 47, number of degrees on the Freemason compass. He started something called the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which has the gematria of 211, the 47th prime number. His plan was called the Pan-African Movement, to move black people back to Africa, Pan-African 47, Marcus Garvey in the septenary cipher 47. Pan-African also has the gematria of 83, reminding us of our friend here who passed at age 83. Just want to pull that up one more time. I won't even say his name so I don't butcher it. The man who was king of Ethiopia, dead at 83. With all this 83 coding around. Thought he was Jesus Christ reincarnated. And somebody told me that the reason that they believe that is because when he showed up in Ethiopia, the rains came back and they'd been gone for a very long time. So with that, he got all of this, you know, all of these believers. From his upcoming birthday to his date of death, he died 69 days short of his 53rd birthday. Saturn has the gematria of 69 as well. Saturn, the keeper of time. He died of a stroke. Supposedly he had 2 strokes and passed away. He was likely given arsenic, some sort of poisoning, induces stroke, heart attack. So many people die this way. Stroke happens to have gematria of 38, like death, murder, killing. 38 our kill number. Also in this case, connecting to Jamaica and Africa. Just understand, 38 is this number of death and ritualistic killing again and again. You know, 38, you can't get away from it. And fittingly coded into something such as stroke, which takes a lot of people's lives. Stroke also has the gematria of 74, like London, like killing, like Marley, like Masonic. Bob Marley's solo career began in 74. He went to London after leaving the Wailers. So I'll link both of these posts if you want to go back through and read this information down in the description. Did a video on the death of this man earlier today. People related to the history of Jamaica, having parallels to Bob Marley. And I'm just trying to help you guys see further and further, how big this code is, how many people it applies to. I just want to see what the full gematria is of his charity and the acronym ONH. Interesting that it's 44, that fateful number. It's oftentimes the kill number. All right, truth seeker. Until next time.